That's how, even as we've suffered terrible attacks here at home, from Boston to Orlando, no foreign terrorist organization has successfully planned and executed an attack on our homeland these past 8 years.
President Obama taking another victory lap for his anti-terror policies, telling soldiers at a farewell military ceremony in Virginia yesterday that there have been no attacks on U.S. soil by a foreign terrorist organization during his term. Now, notice the wording. The president avoids saying foreign-inspired attacks. And during President Obama's term, according to numbers we have put together, we've got from official sources, 104 people have been killed and 473 injured in about 20 Islamist-inspired terror attacks here on the homeland. They're inspired by terrorists overseas. And right here in the U.S., you can take a look at that map. We've seen horrific terror-related atrocities in the past 8 years, including in Fort Hood, the Boston Marathon bombing, the San Bernardino attack, and that horrific attack in Orlando. Joining me now for more on this is the man who shot and killed Osama Bin Laden. He is retired Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill. What do you make of the president's claim here?
Well, Liz, this is an odd one here. I mean, he picked a venue with military members to say that nothing's happened, and regardless of what he says, 50% of people are going to believe him. But part of a problem is admitting that you have a problem. The problem's still there regardless. And there's been attacks in San Bernardino. There's been attacks in Boston. I've talked to police in San Bernardino that were there that physically pulled the bodies out from under a Christmas tree a year ago. I talked to the shooters that were there. A lot of my friends are on Boston Police Department. I'm familiar with the Orlando attacks. These are dead people with real families, and these are real attacks inspired by what's going on overseas, inspired by ISIS, inspired by Al-Qaeda.
You set aside what the president says, all right?
Well,
sorry to interrupt. What would the victims' families, how would they respond if President Obama said these things?
I'd be willing to bet they'd be outraged.
To them.
Because to the president, like, I've lost a family member, a loved one, a wife, a son. I lost something to something inspired by people overseas. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they're changing their tactics. They had a spectacular attack. They might not get 9/11 again, but they're okay with that because they know if they can send a lone... Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, during one of his interrogations, said, a single flea can't take down an elephant, but enough diseased fleas can fell an elephant. Those are his words. And they know if they keep doing that, America will use this term called war weary, and they're going to win their fight.
So are the ISIS-inspired
They keep calling them a lone wolf
attack
because they can always fall back on this isn't a major attack. This is a lone wolf. But they're inspired by the wolf pack, and the wolf pack's everywhere. And regardless of what they say, there are known ISIS cells in all 50 states.
Right.
In here right now, and they're waiting for something to happen, and they've done that. Like, they're doing it. The Boston bombings. There's a movie coming out about it right now. Maybe that'll re-energize people. But we're at a point now where they should be teaching 9/11 in classrooms so kids aren't affected by these conspiracy theories of, oh, hey, we're good because nothing's there. It's ridiculous.